Hi. So did you miss me? It's like I thought that I had made a plan and my plan didn't work. So I am here now. I had a bit of a meeting. Oh, I had a bit of a meeting that I had to run tonight. So I have. So my name is Janny. That's good. Like, hello, my name is Janny, and here I am. So it is now 8:40, and it's just been a really interesting meeting. Oh, thanks. My daughter did my braids. So and she's like, "Oh, Mom, you can really see the purple in your hair now." So I really like that. So there's a couple things that I want to talk about. I want to talk about, it's a little bit of a meeting that had its kind of rough moments tonight. So I want to talk about transitions. I have a couple different transitions. Like you could see, I was crying. I have a neighbor who's leaving. It's tough. And I love him and his whole family. Oh, so I'm all red. And like, this is just, I guess I'm red naturally anyway. So, talking a little bit about transitions, a little bit about the things that are on the horizon, a little bit about why mediumship works and what's the big deal about it, a little bit about energy, and a little bit about everything. How about that? So I did this real quick when I tried to record my I tried to do a little mini recording in the room when I found out that my Camtasia didn't work. So what I was trying to do was record I did about a half an hour of recordings, and when I tried to upload it to YouTube, everything crashed. So, and I think somebody is probably needing something from. Is that mine? Okay, thank you, Sandra. So I'm still kind of doing this. So I have the markers if you need them, by the way. Okay, so I guess then let's see here what we're doing. I am I'm gonna have to do this real quick. So I'm just gonna do this and I'll be right back. And then this is a really interesting night, isn't it? This is super. You can look at the ficus for a minute and it's like super beautiful. Maybe it'll talk to you. I didn't realize I had stuff. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be obnoxious. It was just that you missed them a couple of times.
I didn't see it. Thank you for doing it. No, you weren't obnoxious at all. Thank you. Okay. You're still here. And I even okay. So here I am. I'm trying to do this and I'm getting all a little bit flustered. So let's talk about some of the things I was talking about. So sometimes things just don't work. Sometimes they don't work. And that's just what I'm learning. Like sometimes things are harder and they have a harder time working. And that's kind of what happened tonight. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the messages that I received. I think I talked about them in the other one, but one of the things that is a theme that seems to keep coming up is transitions. Transitioning when you are in this life and you've lost your loved ones. It is definitely a harder road to go when it comes to holidays. So that was a big message that came up twice when I did that half an hour. When I did the half an hour original video, is at two separate readings during that time, two separate energies came forward to talk about their loved ones feeling isolated and not and not having, either feeling like they're not being celebrated or they're not being cared for by their family or parents, their loved ones, their extended family. So I just really want to encourage you that if you have people who have lost sons, daughters, I'm going to start there. Or have lost people within the past 2 years. 2 years is always around my definition of recent. So if you know somebody who has had that experience, then I want to really encourage you to pick them up, take them out for coffee, bring them to Thanksgiving, offer your time to them, because being in this world when you've lost your loved ones and they've transitioned, it's a very hard thing to do. So I really want to encourage you to extend through your heart to people. All right. That was one of the very big messages. That's one of the first messages that came through. The second one is there was a lot of, I joke about this because who shows up at all my readings are women, right? Women show up to my readings. Mostly men do not show up. It's pretty rare. Look at that braid all up there. So it's pretty rare that men show up. But what I want to point out, and what I've pointed out this weekend, I did 2 groups this weekend. Many men show up in spirit, and many men in spirit realize, like, oh, this is something that's important. I have to. So I want to encourage any man who may be listening to this or maybe watching this at a later time or date to really dig into this energy, because this energy is here for you also. We hold, I don't know. It's like, this is my 3rd time on here tonight. So I may have said a couple other things that I just don't remember. We really hold men to have to be this like stoic, get it all done and non-feeling kind of. I'm not saying that all men, I'm just, obviously this is very stereotypical kind of man that but we have really put men into this box. So I want to encourage the women that are out there to like loosen those reins, allow those feelings, allow the men in your life to have these emotions and encourage it. It's interesting. I just saw somebody doing the 1920s like flapper dance. I feel like there's a grandmother energy coming forward. I've been like a lot of so some of the things also in mediumship, and especially like in mediumship that I do, or all mediums do. Spirit may talk about people who are alive in this life right now to get me to talk to you. Understand? They'll have me think of ideas, situations, put signs and symbols in front of me to bring up these feelings, or like my signs and symbol to get me to either say a name, talk about somebody, because there's something there. And it's not that the message is just, it could be from I'd be like, well, wait, they're alive. It doesn't, for me, it doesn't always work that way, because in my experience of mediumship / soulship, it's an expansion of both. So it can be that I had this, I'm going to share this. I'm going to keep, nobody's going to know your name, so I'm not going to share that part. But I had this woman who was, the father had passed, but instead of saying that he was the father passed, he came forward saying the names of 2 people that were alive, but it was 2 people that got the parents together that had this child. I hope you follow that. So these 2 people were alive. The dad that had crossed the other side had me say these names that was the result of the 2 parents getting together and having her. Why was that important? I mean, it doesn't seem like, when you look at it on the top, it's like, well, what are you talking about? That's just silly. It's not, they're alive, you're a medium, blah, blah, blah. The father was calling these names out to make sure that his daughter in this life knew that it was a planned, knew that she was supposed to be here, knew that there was no way she wasn't supposed to be here. Does that make sense? Okay, so with the grandmother energy, I want to talk a little bit about her. Wow, I just see so much dancing and having fun with her. So I'm going to tell you, this is a grandmother who may have been a dancer in her life, or like dancing like in the 20s, but also had the 20s, right? That was a long time ago. Yeah, this was, but also had a harder time walking when she passed away. So she's coming forward. It's interesting. I'm also seeing someone with lots of canes in their closet coming forward as well. There's just a teacher that came forward. I just see somebody writing on a blackboard with like white chalk. It's not blackboard, it's green with white chalk. So I'm seeing the green and white chalk. It feels like really, it feels, you know how like way back in the day, because I'm from that day, is they would have like the green board that had like the painted lines on it, the painted white lines. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this being like in an old village. I feel like there's it feels like a third grade teacher coming forward, like I feel like it starts with an E. That's weird. It's like Edna. She's like almost has like a hair like a beehive is what she's showing me. She's also showing me glasses with the chain that would hold on to it. I feel like this is just coming forward, but not as for the student, coming forward for the children. Again, this is not the grandmother. This is a different soul coming forward for her kids. She's a very sweet, sweet, sweet third grade teacher, and she just told me that she loves snow. So it's interesting because that's something I love. I love the snow as well, and she's making me like showing me that. I also feel like I had a lot of jewelry. I had a lot of like jewelry, like I don't want his bangles, but bracelets. Okay. All right. I think let me see. All right, I just saw a little. I feel like a little child is just running around in here. I don't know. There's I feel like this angel-like energy of this child that's coming around, and it's funny because now I'm seeing like two. So I'm seeing like I want when there's a miscarriage of a child or the loss of a child very quickly after birth, it is a devastating experience. And the clients that I've read for that, it's really heartbreaking. They hold a special place in my heart. I want to say it's funny because I'm seeing this little boy as well. I don't know. I'm seeing a baby coming forward they're showing me a rainbow baby. So if you've had a miscarriage that you have recently had, I'm seeing a rainbow baby coming afterwards, but I feel like a surprise. I don't necessarily think he just keeps showing me a surprise. He's like, ha ha ha. And he's not making fun of me. He's just like a super sweet soul that's coming forward. Okay. I think that's the gas I have for tonight, man. That's about it. I did realize last night on one of my groups or yesterday for my group, that I would probably never be on television because I'm like, I don't know, pretty rowdy when we do groups. Especially yesterday was a fun, rowdy group. So if I got to tell you a couple of things where I'm going to be, what I'm going to be doing. I have, what do I have? The 25th, I'm teaching a class on energy. It's going to be Energy 101, how to deal with it. Sorry, I'm tired. How to incorporate what you learn into your daily life and how it can help you. Sometimes we've already made choices in our life that we have to follow. It's kind of like jumping out of an airplane. It'll be over soon. And how to, once you hit the ground, get running so that you can really incorporate what we're doing. I am also running a special through December, through the Christmas time. Is what I'm doing is what am I doing? I'm doing what you buy a. I'm so sorry. I'm sure this is like YouTube 101. Don't yawn when you do your. don't yawn when you do your live YouTube. So it's just, this is the real me. You get what you get, man. This is who I am. But with my spiritual coaching, what I'm offering is that if you buy one coaching session, then you can give a coaching session to somebody new that has never been to see me before. So it's almost like you get a coaching session and you get to give a present. So think about that. And I've had some people talk to me about doing the workshop from a distance. The more people that I get to do that, then I will do it, and it's not a problem. Like, just do Zoom. What else? Oh, forget about it. I'm tired. I'm going home. See light, be light, yo. Have a wonderful night. And I've got lots of time for bookings, so give me a call. Bye.